Girls, please, 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 always choose yourself. Always put yourself first. Always trust your gut, trust your instinct, trust your feelings, because you just be disrespecting yourself if you ignore everything. This is going to be a little bit ranty, but it's because I watched Love is Blind season 8, and this is not about that. Don't worry if you haven't watched it, but it just got me in my feels. And there's this girl who said no to this guy, and she was apologizing to everyone because she basically chose herself, and her friends and family were like, don't apologize, you chose yourself, that's a great thing. And I feel like there's so many girls in my life, like friends and people I see online, who just haven't, chosen themselves, and they're still in like tough situations, or just a position or situation they just don't want to be in. I feel qualified to make this video because I ended a long-term relationship. There was no toxicity, no nothing like that. I would say the guy is overall great, but you can have two really great people in a relationship and they're just like not meant to be for each other. But that was a tough relationship because when I felt the uneasiness, like something was off, I thought it was me, and I just felt like very depressed, and I was, crying at random moments, and I just felt like something was wrong, and I realized that this person wasn't right for me. And breaking up, especially a long-term relationship, is very scary. And from talking to my friends, I think one of the biggest factors of breakups or like choosing yourself is kind of what will people think? Like the pressure, even if you think, oh, I don't care what people think, you feel like the pressure. So using me as an example, the long-term relationship, not only would I be hurting the guy, but I'd also be hurting his family, my family. I was like, oh my gosh, they've met, they like me, they like my family, my parents like him. Like I would be destroying this whole family thing. And I just had to like sit down, and I was thinking, and I was like, okay, let's say we stay together. How would I feel? What would my future look like? And I thought about it, and it's not something I wanted. And at that point, I was like, okay, I have to do this because it's unfair to him to just keep going when I realize I'm not going to be happy long term. You know what I mean? I'm obviously not a therapist or anything, but I feel like sometimes if you just sit, calm your mind, and think, what would it look like if I stayed like this? What would it look like if I took this path? Right? There are different paths for us to take. I like that idea that every little choice you make throughout the day just changes your path. And like, for example, I have water here versus I could have like soda or something, or coffee, and then I wouldn't be able to sleep, right? The water is hydrating, the coffee would keep me up. Anyway, that's off track. What I'm trying to say is put yourself in the position that you've been in that situation for a while. What does your future look like? And do you want to continue that future? Do you want to ignore your gut feeling? I feel like when we ignore our feelings and the vibe, and if you ignore all of that and kind of go through with everything, it just feels disrespectful to yourself. Like my body and my stomach just feel like uneasy and that queasy feeling, and I just have like a sense of dread. But that's like a personal thing. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have ever had that before. And for anyone afraid of what your family might think, like the backlash or whatever, I've come to learn that usually the family and friends that care about you, the people that care about you, they will be completely fine with you choosing yourself. You don't have to usually explain anything to them. They're just happy that you're okay and you chose yourself. And everyone has a different story. And, life is just different for everybody. I like to think of it as like life. We all have our own books of life. Mine is the Book of Amanda, and we all have different chapters. And yeah, we all just have different decisions to make, and choosing yourself is not something you should be ashamed of or feel selfish for. Like, I think that's ridiculous. And in that Love is Blind episode, I'm talking about Devin in Virginia. If you're, a Love is Blind person, after she said no, the groom's family, everyone split their ways, and they were basically kind of dogging on her, like, why would she do this? Why would she come on this show if she wasn't ready? Why would she say no? He doesn't deserve that. And I think that's kind of like the glass, what is it? The glass half empty type of mentality to look at it. Because honestly, isn't it a good thing this person said no if they weren't sure? Shouldn't people be like, okay, this does, it does suck. It does suck to hear no at the altar, see your brother, see your, son get like told no, and kind of see his heart break in a public way. Yes, that is awful. But it's also kind of like a blessing in disguise, because it's like, would you want to get married to someone who is unsure, you know? Would you want someone who is doubtful, has second thoughts, you know, isn't sure you're the one? So I just feel like different ways of thinking is really, I don't know, influential in our lives, which is just such an obvious and basic thing to say. So in the realm of relationships, when it comes to like breaking up and things like that, yes, it is like, you know, a bad situation, especially the aftermath. Even if you are the one doing the breaking up, you still feel like crap, you know, for hurting somebody else. But I always, like, I was trying to push myself and be like, you know what? This is better for our future. This is better for our future. And honestly, leading people on when you're no longer in love or you don't see a future is so messed up. And I think that's where, you know, cheating and toxic things start to happen. So definitely, if you feel a situation isn't right for you, especially a relationship, you gotta end it. And it's scary, but you have to choose yourself. And the people in your life who love you will support you. And this entire rant was inspired by Love is Blind. So I hope this, I don't know, inspired someone. And honestly, I usually don't make videos like this, but I love talking about stuff like this with my friends. So I might be making more because I can talk to myself very easily, obviously, and that is not a mental illness when there's a camera in front of you. Okay. Anyway, I hope this helped someone or inspired someone. And if you watched that Love is Blind reunion, let me know. And I would appreciate if you guys would subscribe and like. And the one thing I need you to take away from this is choose yourself. Don't ignore your bad feelings. Don't ignore your gut feelings. Choose yourself. It's scary, but you'll come out better on the other end. So yeah, thanks you guys for watching. Bye.